So I want to talk to you just for the last few minutes about Usana Health Sciences, this company that I believe is really making a difference. And it really starts with the founder, Dr. Myron Wentz, a double PhD immunologist and microbiologist. Think of the word immunology. We talked about that already today. Probably the reason why we have autoimmune disease, the main reason that we are able to scavenge cancer cells in our body, a healthy immune function. Well, 40 years ago, he started a company called Gall Laboratories, where he was really a pioneer in viral diagnostics and human cell culture technology. He designed the first test kit for Epstein-Barr, which is the mono virus. Some of you have had mono. He designed the test kit for that, which was the first commercially available one. And he invented over 40 some test kits after that. So he became an expert in how to feed human cells in his lab to create these viral testing. And 24 years ago, he took his knowledge of how to keep human cells alive and he applied it to a company called Usana Health Sciences, which means true health. And he did really what was unthinkable at the day. He built a beautiful research and development facility that you can see here, and he held the manufacturing process voluntarily to FDA-approved pharmaceutical quality control measures. So the same standards that the pharmaceutical industry has to follow by law, Usana Health Sciences has been in compliance with for 24 years, which means that what is on the label you can verify is in the product. And so it's going to actually come into your system. It's going to dissolve in your GI tract. It's going to be absorbed into your blood. Your cells are going to recognize it and be able to use it for their health needs. Okay, and so Usana makes their own product line in their world-class research and development facility. So I want to talk to you about their core product line. It's called Usana's Cell Essentials. This is really the foundation multivitamin that Dr. Wentz fed the cells in his lab. It's a core mineral and an antioxidant. And what this product does is really three main things. Number one, it nutrients your cells. So it's going to give the cells of your body all of the minerals, the antioxidants, the vitamins, the phytonutrients that your body needs. So it's a well-designed, balanced multivitamin, okay? And then it does a couple other impressive things. Number two, it protects your cells. So we actually have cell signaling technology. It's a patent pending technology that actually takes plant-based botanicals and literally talks to your cells and helps your cells create their own antioxidants. It's called endogenous antioxidants. It's really fascinating technology, but it's almost like the plant-based botanicals talk to cells, and your cells can build up their own antioxidant protection. And we're showing that in science. The third thing this product does is it actually regenerates mitochondria. Mitochondria are, you can think of it like an organ in a cell. We call it an organelle. It creates chemical energy for your life called ATP. But as mitochondria age, they start working not as well. Kind of like a computer starts to run slower and slower as time goes on. Mitochondria do the same thing. And they create more free radicals, which can damage the cell. Well, the technology in Usana Cell Essentials will actually help mitochondria regenerate themselves. Your body actually, interestingly enough, if we ever in the disfortunate or unfortunate position to be starving to death and your body was going without nutrition, your mitochondria regenerate when you're starving. We study this in animal models. But these cells can actually basically talk to these products can talk to your cells to help your cells do that very thing. There is no other company that I'm aware of that's doing this kind of research in the nutraceutical world. So here's the core mineral, and then here's the antioxidant. It's two products in one. It's our foundation product. If you're going to take one thing from Usana, if you're not using a product, this is what you would start with. And a journal that looks at supplements, it evaluates hundreds of them just to show you what's out there. I had to do my research. It's called the Nutrition Comparative Guide. Here's a decent multivitamin found in a store, a GNC product. It gets 2-star rating on 0 to 5-star scales, okay? It's about the same cost as our Cell Essentials. Cell Essentials would rate at 5 stars in this objective research guide. For about the same cost, you're getting so much more quality product, okay? And then this is something that you could do at home with your children. I think it's an interesting little experiment. Take 2 glasses of water, cut an apple in half, whatever vitamin you're taking at home. We picked on Centrum here, but throw your one vitamin in the water. Throw the Usana multivitamin in the other water. Watch what happens to the apple. And you're going to see, you can see what's going to happen in just a short amount of time. You're going to see oxidation. You're going to see binding material discoloring the apple. but it's an interesting process an interesting little experiment to do with your kids, just to show yourself you can literally slow down the process of oxidation. Why is that? Why are the cells in that apple not oxidizing? Well, the antioxidants and the essentials, okay? So just to do it without whatever product that you're taking, just to show yourself. The other thing that your body must have that it doesn't make are what's called essential fatty acids, okay? Omega-6, omega-9, and omega-3s. Fish oil is an essential fatty acid, okay? And Dr. Barry Sears, who's a lipid chemist, thinks very highly of fish oil, as you can see right there, pharmaceutical grade fish oil, close to a medical miracle, as we will see in the 21st century. Literature is extensive on fish oil, protecting your heart, protecting blood vessels, lowering inflammation, protecting skin, raising good cholesterol, potentially mood and behavior. Okay, your body has to have omega-3 fatty acids. And if it doesn't get them, first of all, it's hard to get it in fish. Okay, fish is probably one of the best sources of omega-3s, but our water's contaminated, and the contaminants in water accumulate in the fat of the fish. So if you don't get omega-3s like your body needs, to me, I think a decent analogy might be, let's say you're building a car, and I don't know, let's say there's 1,000 screws and bolts to hold the car together. I don't know if that's even close. But let's say you're going to build the same car with 500 screws and bolts. Could we deliver a car to you that ran with using half the number of screws and bolts? I don't know, maybe. Could you put every other one in, every fourth one in? Would it run for a while? Perhaps. Would it run as long as the creator intended? No. Of course not. That, I think, is a pretty fair analogy of what happens to your body when you're deficient in omega-3 fatty acids. So what you want to look for in a product is you want to look for the two molecules you see here, EPA and DHA. These are very long words there, but they lower inflammation, the EPA does, and the DHA is very important for brain development, okay, brain retina development. As you can see, not a big cost there, less than $1 a day to take a pharmaceutical grade, ultra pure fish oil product. So consumer labs also looked at multivitamins. That's what they do, is they check multivitamins and then report to consumers. And a study they did a little while back analyzed 38 multivitamins, just bought them from the company, analyzed to see if what was on the label is what they found in the product. And it was interesting, 13 of the 38 didn't have what the label stated, or there were contaminants in the product, okay? Some way the label was inaccurate. It didn't have what it said it did. And I'm not picking on products, but these are just some companies that failed in this report. Usana has been tested 9 or maybe even 10 times now. Okay, 9 or 10 different products have been picked from Usana and then analyzed to see if what was in the product matched what was on the label. And I am just proud to report that it passed every time. I'm not surprised by that because of Usana's commitment to quality control manufacturing, okay, because of their high standards of manufacturing. So not too surprised by that. Some of the other core optimizers that I would suggest that you consider would be Precosa. This is Usana's product that's very good for bone health. Okay, it supports cartilage development, it lowers inflammation, very, very effective for bone health. So if you know someone who you have bone pain, this is something that my wife and I take, and I really think it's a great product. The probiotics that we discussed, healthy, low inflammatory bacteria for your gut. If you want to help your gut dysfunction, you need to repopulate your gut, seems kind of weird, I know, with low inflammatory bacteria. So the Usana probiotic would be a great product to take every other day. Just put it in a glass of water. If you have heart disease or vascular disease, if you think that could be in your weak genetic link, or immune dysfunction, proflavanol is a very powerful bioflavonoid. We combine it with vitamin C for synergy. And this is a great product. Some people call it a facelift in a bottle because it works with collagen synthesis. And it especially works in the vascular lining. Just last week, I took care of a 58-year-old man who smoked for a bunch of years, but he quit for maybe 10. And he literally couldn't walk more than about 20 feet. He had terrible claudication, meaning his legs burned. We studied him, and it turns out his aorta, which is the size of a garden hose, it's a blood vessel, it's an artery the size of a garden hose, was completely blocked shut. Chronic low-grade inflammation. Proflavanol has been shown to minimize endovascular inflammation. So I'm just asking you, what are you doing to be proactive with chronic inflammation that could be in your body? Like, just after taking care of that man, I'm not making claims here that, we're curing this, but just these ingredients in these products have been shown in multiple different labs, multiple different studies, collaborative research to lower inflammation at the cellular level. And so very, very helpful, okay? Hepasil, powerful cell signaling technology where you can make the antioxidants inside your cell a very powerful product to support your liver and help your liver detox, okay? Coenzyme Q10, something that we make less of after we turn 40. It's our production starts to go down. If you're on a statin drug, a cholesterol-lowering drug, your body isn't making coenzyme Q10. It's an intracellular antioxidant that you have to have, and you can supplement with it. Very high bioavailability. If you're lacking energy, mental stamina, you may benefit from raising your blood levels of coenzyme Q10, and we can measure this. If you're not getting good sleep, Pure Rest is a bioidentical melatonin. Melatonin is a hormone that our pineal gland makes, our brain makes, to help us go to sleep at night. And it's also a very powerful antioxidant. Pure Rest is a bioidentical form, meaning it's an identical molecule to what your brain makes. You put a couple of tablets under your tongue, not addictive potential. You'll sleep very good and be refreshed in the morning. So athletes, probably the pickiest consumers of supplements because their bodies are a business, they trust their health to Usana. Usana has over 1,000 elite level athletes, both professional Olympic athletes, and Usana is able to offer these elite athletes a $1 million product guarantee. What does that mean? If any of the athletes test positive for a banned substance and it's traced back to Usana, Usana would reimburse that athlete for up to $1 million. When I heard that, I was pretty impressed by that. I thought, wow, there's a company that's really putting their reputation on the line there. But I'm not surprised that Usana can make that kind of guarantee because the high standards of quality control manufacturing that we've mentioned about. So what's the point? Here's the point of today's webinar. I wanted you to see really what I think my best understanding is the root cause driving the #1 reason why we die, which is chronic inflammation fueling chronic degenerative disease. So I really think that whatever you can do to lower inflammation by raising the level of your nutrition so your cells have good nutrition, by lowering the glycemic index of your food, by helping your gut detoxify, is going to be good for your health. And if you're going to supplement, you need to be careful because the market is flooded with products and it's an unregulated industry. And I'm just happy to share with you what my family has used, what's helped us. And I hope I've shown you enough science that you can see that this company is really a pioneer nutraceutical research and development company that makes their own product lines. I'm not aware of another company that has both broad-based multivitamin support as well as cell signaling technology that's helping your cells literally protect themselves. I don't know another company that's doing this kind of science, but Usana is. I trust this company, and I hope I've conveyed some of the reasons, and I hope I've conveyed my trust to you. What I would say what to do with this, if you've been invited to this webinar, is get a free wholesale account. I've been using these products for 10 years. You can get the same price that I get. It's called a preferred customer account, and you can buy it directly from Usana and get a very nice discount, as you can see. Take this information and put it to use. Don't just go along and wait and see and hope that your health stays, because sooner or later, your weak genetic link is going to expose itself, and there's a lot of things that you can do proactively to benefit your health. Thank you so much for being on tonight's webinar. God bless you.